MobLand Season 2's renewal is a relief, but now things are going to get worse for Tom Hardy's Harry. What if I told you Harry Da Souza was never meant to survive? That knife in his chest, not an accident. That smile, not relief, but a warning. Because MobLand Season 2 isn't just continuing a story, it's rewriting everything you thought you knew. And the most terrifying part, the real enemy hasn't even arrived yet. Not the Stevensons, not the Harrigans, not even his wife. No, the true danger is hidden in the shadows, watching, waiting, and her name is Kat McAllister. MobLand left us with blood on the floor, secrets in the air, and one question no one dared to ask aloud. What if the fixer is finally unfixable? Tom Hardy's Harry has cheated death, dismantled empires, and played puppet master to criminals and politicians alike. But that smile in the final seconds of Season 1 wasn't victory. It was surrender. Because Harry knows something we don't. Jan stabbed him. Yes, but that wasn't the betrayal. The real betrayal. Harry was planning to leave. Leave Jan. Leave the Harrigans. Leave everything. But Kat McAllister saw it coming. You think she's just a power player. Think again. Kat isn't a gangster. She's above that. She doesn't deal in crime. She deals in systems, nations, governments. And she's already inside the Harrigan family. If this is your first time peering into the hidden layers of MobLand, you need to subscribe right now. Because what we're about to uncover isn't just a story, it's a code. Everyone's focused on Conrad and Maeve getting out of prison. But that's the distraction. Kevin thinks he's in control. Eddie just found out he's not Kevin's son. And Conrad, he's already planning his revenge. But behind every one of these fractured family threads, there's a bigger design. Kat's design. She wanted Conrad in prison. She allowed Harry to survive. Why? Because Harry's no longer a threat. He's a piece. And the board is global. The Harrigans are being pulled apart. Not by mistakes, but by precision. And Harry, he's stuck between two collapsing worlds, a family he no longer trusts, and a woman who might not let him live much longer. But here's what they don't want you to know. Kat McAllister doesn't work for any known agency. She doesn't lead a cartel. She runs something older, deeper, an invisible economy of loyalty, blood, and control. Some call it the network. Others whisper a different name, the Phantom Court. No logos, no location, no rules. And once you're in, you don't get out, unless Kat lets you. Unless you give her something she wants. Harry, he said no. But not because he's brave, because he's broken. And Kat, she doesn't kill broken men. She uses them. You think Harry's comeback will be a triumph? Think again. Season 2 won't be about rebuilding the Harrigans. It'll be about destroying them from the inside, one betrayal at a time. Jan is still watching him, not with love, with guilt and fear. His daughter, she knows what he's done. Not all of it, but enough. Harry's alliances will crumble. His past will catch him. And Kat, she'll be watching. Always. MobLand Season 2 isn't Harry's redemption. It's his test. She doesn't wear a crown. She doesn't carry a gun. But make no mistake, Kat McAllister rules entire empires, and she does it silently, strategically, surgically. You thought the Harrigans were top of the food chain. They're not. They're pawns. And Harry, he's becoming her knight. Whether he likes it or not, you've heard whispers, rumors. A global network of untouchables. No records, no fingerprints, only power. The truth. It's called the Phantom Court, formed decades ago after World War II. Not by governments, but by those who stayed in the shadows while others fought. Industrialists, generals, intelligence ghosts, and criminals who never got caught. They knew one thing. Real power doesn't wear a uniform. It wears silence. Kat McAllister isn't just a member. She's the executor. Her job? Find unstable systems and collapse them. Absorb their assets. Recruit the survivors. The rest? Erased. So why Harry? Why a fixer from a collapsing Irish crime family? Because Harry is what they call a Black King. An operative who has no country, no loyalty, no traceable history, but can move through any structure without detection. The Phantom Court needs one every decade, and Harry fits the bill. Barely. But he said no. And when you tell Kat no, she doesn't kill you. She waits. She breaks everything you love, everyone you trust, and makes you come crawling back. Willing, grateful. Let's do the math. Jan stabs him. Accident? Maybe. But Kat had her watched for months. Conrad imprisoned. A direct result of a failed arms deal. Kat, leak it. Kevin's leadership challenged. Because Kat planted doubts inside the family. Eddie learns he's not Kevin's son. Genetic tests stolen from a clinic by Kat's people. Coincidence. Or engineering. The truth is, Harry's reality is already rigged. His enemies aren't just violent. They're invisible. He's not paranoid. He's waking up. And when he finally does, he'll realize he's not fighting for survival. He's fighting for his identity. Harry has one unbreakable rule: never involve his daughter. So Kat did what she always does. She found a crack, and she slid the knife in. His daughter's university tuition, paid by a philanthropic grant. Guess who funds that foundation? Her boyfriend, studying criminology. But in reality, he's Kat's inside man. He's not studying crime. He's studying Harry. And the girl, she's already been offered a position in an NGO tied to the Phantom Court, a position that will take her far away from Harry, forever. MobLand Season 2 isn't a war of bullets. It's a war of psyches. Harry will be tested on every level, morally, mentally, emotionally. He'll be offered peace, a truce, a chance to walk away. But only if he signs the one thing he's always refused, the oath. Once signed, Harry becomes untouchable, protected, powerful. But he's no longer free, and deep down he knows it. Don't expect the Harrigans to stand with him. Conrad wants revenge. Kevin wants power. Maeve wants the family to disappear. Eddie, he wants answers. And Harry can't give them, because he's already compromised. Kat made sure of that. In Season 2, the Harrigans will accuse him, interrogate him, hunt him. And the most tragic part, they'll be right, because Kat's infection has already begun to spread, not just in the family, but in Harry's mind. There's one more secret, hidden in a safe deposit box. Not in Ireland, not in London, but in a nameless vault beneath the Swiss Alps. Inside a USB, Harry labeled it RK-17. Only one person knows the password, Kat. That file, it contains everything. The names, the alliances, the betrayals. And one entry that changes everything. Harry was never the hero. He was the test, and the test has failed. Or has it? Because there's one last move he hasn't made. What is Project Da Souza? The truth is more disturbing than any of us imagined. RK-17 wasn't built to protect Harry. It was built to erase him. Inside the file, an artificial intelligence developed by the Phantom Court, codename Maelstrom. Its purpose, to predict and dismantle any figure that could disrupt the global balance of power. Politicians, billionaires, fixers like Harry, and Maelstrom did the math. Harry is a variable, unstable, sentimental, a threat. That's why Kat got involved personally. Because when the machine said terminate, she said wait. She saw something in him. Something even Maelstrom didn't calculate. But what if the machine was right? What if the real threat isn't Kat or even Maelstrom, but someone hiding inside the system itself? Someone Harry forgot. Someone we forgot. Remember Jack Crane, the man Harry once called mentor, presumed dead in Syria, burned alive they said. What if he never died? What if he was recruited? By Kat? Or worse, by something deeper? Jack isn't just alive. He's been watching Harry from day one. And now, he wants what Harry refused: control of the Phantom Court. MobLand Season 2 won't just feature family wars or criminal drama. It's a civil war within the shadows. On one side, Kat McAllister, a tactician of precision and control. On the other, Jack Crane, a rogue architect of chaos. And in the center, Harry Da Souza, the variable both sides want, the piece neither can fully predict. Each faction sees Harry as a weapon. Kat wants him forged. Jack wants him unleashed. But what no one expects is that Harry might be more dangerous than both, because he's done playing by their rules. Episode 6 of Season 2 will change everything. How do we know? Because leaked script documents reference something called the Lisbon Protocol, T-48. Translation: Harry will have just 48 hours to make a choice that decides who lives and who disappears from history. Jan, his daughter, the Harrigans, even Kat, all of them are on the line. And the Lisbon Protocol, it's not a negotiation, it's an execution schedule, set by Maelstrom, activated by RK-17, and only stoppable by a biometric signature, Harry's. But there's one problem. He doesn't remember activating it. Someone copied his fingerprint. This is where it gets forbidden. Inside RK-17 there's a subfolder, Da Souza R2, initial assumption a second file, reality a second Harry. That's right, a clone. Biologically identical, psychologically altered, trained by Jack Crane, enhanced with data from Kat. Released into the world 6 months before the events of Season 1, he was watching, learning, mimicking, and now, he's activated. Which begs the question, is the Harry we've been following even the original? Everything we've seen, the trauma, the choices, the violence. What if some of it belonged to the clone? What if the real Harry is in a cage? What if Season 2 isn't about his comeback, but his escape? MobLand has tricked us before. It blurred timelines. It withheld facts. It made us trust the story. But Season 2, it's doing something more dangerous. It's turning you into the unreliable witness. Because every line of dialogue, every flashback, every alley could be manipulated. By Kat, by Jack, by the clone, even by Harry himself. There's one place Kat swore would never be found. The archive, a pre-digital vault, paper only, buried 60 meters beneath an abandoned Cold War intelligence base in Latvia. Inside the court's origin codes, its real members, its planned collapses, and one sealed file marked when opened. A single line is type his fate was never his own, and beneath it a photo, black and white, faded, from 1978, a woman holding a baby, not Kat, Jan. The caption, test subject Tuan Harry Da Souza, pre-selected. It was never random. Not the family, not the fixing, not the violence. Harry's entire life was scripted, not by fate, but by the Phantom Court. From the day he was born, they bred him to be a tool, a key, a test, and now, he's rejecting the code.